Hey guys, Jay here. Today I'm going to do a product review on an electric fillet knife. It's the Bass Pro Shop Extreme Performance Series. It's a corded model, came with a carry bag and a couple of blades, 6-inch and 9-inch I believe. I got this for Christmas from my big little brother Kevy Stu, thanks so much buddy, and my sister-in-law Christine. And I've had a number of fillet knives over the years, electric specifically, and I think this will be number 4. They do wear out over time, but the reason why I'm doing this is, one, I've got a couple of winter walleyes to do up. They were frozen. I didn't do them out on the ice, so they've been thawing in the fridge, and they're now soft enough to fillet. And the second reason why I'm doing this is I cannot get over the amount of guys that I know that have been fishing for decades at this point, but have very little or no experience using a fillet knife. So I thought I would do this too as a demonstration. You know, when you're doing full catches, full limits, so there's been times where I'm doing a limit of 3 guys. That's a lot of walleye, especially if they're in like the 20-inch range. And this type of fillet knife, where it's electric, really does a lot of the work for you. And it's a lot easier and really no need to be intimidated. So let's get at it. Okay guys, so I'm in the garage and I wasn't kidding. This is going to be my 4th electric fillet knife. All have been corded. I'll start with the very first one I've ever had. I got it from my parents for Christmas one year. It's a Storm. This was picked up at Walmart, honestly, 20 years ago. This knife has been fantastic. I killed it by accident. It fell off the table last winter when I was doing walleye, and because I guess it's cold and probably plastic components inside, it just stopped working. The other is, this one's old as well, and it's a American Angler. It's an older model. Honestly, when this thing was working, it was awesome, but the gears just got stripped. You can hear it running, but it just does not move the blades. And then the third one that I bought, and this one was a real disappointment. And I'm sorry, Berkeley, I am a Berkeley man, but for this one, I am not. If any of you have seen any of my other videos, I use their products like crazy, especially their lures. I'm a firm believer they catch me a lot of fish, but this knife was a disappointment. Probably the best thing about this knife was the case. It came with a car power option, a DC volt, and a converter that allows you to run either. So you have options, so you can use this when you're in the field, which I thought was excellent. But this knife, I can't even do a small fish like a crappie, let alone a 20-inch walleye. I tried a couple of times on walleye. Well, actually, I first tried it on the crappie, and I couldn't even get through the vertebrae, and I thought maybe it was the cold or something. So later in the season last year, I was trying to do some walleye with this, and I couldn't even get through the vertebrae. And I'm not talking huge walleye, I'm talking 18, 20-inch range, so fair-sized fish. But if you were to do something even bigger, like a trout, good luck getting through the bones and the vertebrae. I mean, I do a better job with this 6-inch, $9 Cuda knife. So heads up to you on that. If you do have one, hopefully you've had a better experience. All apologies, Berkeley, but I have to be honest. Okay, so let's get at it and do some fish. Guys, so I'm kind of cleared off my work area here, and I'm using a Cabela's fillet table. So again, it came with the bag. I was in a rush to open it from the package. It's your trigger and your locking device and the 2 blades. And like I say, I'm not doing a huge walleye, so I've got 2 of them to do. They're both just over 18 inches, so we'll start with those and see how well this nice knife performs. Okay guys, so here's a better view of it. It's your trigger. It's also got a locking feature on the side, so you can keep the trigger pinned, and this is your locking feature to lock the blade in. And I'm going to go with the 6-inch knife, and the reason being is the walleye are 18 inches, so this will be plenty. If you look, that's how it fits, and it's 2 blades, so they cut like this, and that's what helps you get through the bone without really any effort. So I'll get this set up on my work table here. I'm using the Bass Pro Shop, or Cabela's, should I say, Cabela's fillet table. I love this thing. It's got a lot of life in it, and I'm using a butcher's cutting board on top just because it'll be easier to clean. It is, you know, minus 40 here in Manitoba right now, if you can believe it. All right, I'll get this set up and we'll get going. Okay, so I've connected it to a power source, and I'll let you hear it. So really not a loud motor. I'm going to take my hand off the trigger. I should probably unplug it before putting the blades in, but I feel fairly safe. So I'm going to pull the locking mechanism back. Look at that. That's solid. You know what's in there. So just a quick demo. Very quiet. Alright, so we'll get a fish on the table and we'll get started. Okay, so the fish is still partially frozen. As you can see, it's a good sized walleye, but we'll give it a try anyway. And this has been sitting in the freezer or in the fridge in a cooler overnight, and yeah, it's still pretty solid. So you know what? Let's give it a try. I really don't think this is going to work, to be honest with you. Well, look at that. And this is on a partially frozen fish. But you know what? This is really not recommended. As you can see, I'm getting through it. Do that by hand, good luck. Well guys, I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed with this. Yeah, I didn't lose any meat there. And that's pretty frozen. So what I'm gonna do is, once I get this filleted off, because I've started, I might as well finish it. I'll actually put these in the sink and run cold water over them. Just to thaw them out a little better. And in case you're wondering if you can see the growths on the side of this fish, and I see this in a lot of the forums or not, especially with a lot of new fishermen. This is not cancer or tumors. It's more like I can't remember the name of it. It is a growth. It's when fish are tightly packed together and they rub amongst each other. It gets really prominent during the spawn. I think it's called serotonin or something like that. If you guys know what it is, put it in the comments below. But there's no scientific proof saying that this stuff is harmful to humans. You just don't eat it. But there you go. Second fillet with this knife, and this fish is pretty frosty, pretty frozen. I'm also going to do the cheeks, but I'll be using my CUDA for that. So I'm going to get these inside and let them soak just so I can actually skin them properly and get the skin off them. Okay guys, well the other one is frosty, but very flexible. So you know, I'm just going to continue on. Whoops. I'm just going to continue on. I'll finish filleting, and then I'll thaw the fillets in the sink with cold water just to make them a little more supple, so it'll be easier to skin. But here we go. See, look how quickly that goes through that fish. Now he's definitely thawed. All you do is you get the knife down. You turn to basically 90 degrees once you hit the vertebrae. And the biggest challenge to using an electric knife is not cutting through, because you're not as in tune with the feel, right? But as you can see, nice fillet, no meat wasted. So this knife definitely works. I'm happy with it. Thanks again, Kevin, Christine. You guys buy me the best gifts for Christmas. Nobody take that personally. Oops, cord got wrapped around my leg. There you go. Look at that, just cuts through like super easy. I'm not sure how all this is turning out on the camera, but I know guys that'll sit there and crunch through the bone with my hand. And now a lot of guys too, they won't finish that cut when they're filleting along the bone. They'll leave it, and it gives them more leverage. I'm not, simply because these are going to go in the sink to thaw out. But You can see there's really no meat here. I'm gonna dig out the cheeks here with my Cuda knife. Telling you, I've had guys ask about the Cuda knife. This Cuda knife, 6-inch, $9. Great knife. Great knife. Okay, so I'm gonna dig out the cheeks, which are here and here on both sides. Get everything into thaw, and then I'll do part 2, I guess, because I'm gonna have to remove the skin and the bones anyway. So we'll catch up to that once these guys are a little more thawed out. Well, I guess I could do these ones. You know what? Let's do those right now, because they're thawed for the most part. My fingertips are frozen, but just get started here. It's the same thing, yeah. Once you hit the skin, turn that knife over. You just got to get started. And I'm doing this with cold fingers. Cold fingers. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna let these thaw too. Okay, guys. So they're certainly a lot more thawed out. As you can see, much more supple. So, this is the one I was trying to do, but it just, I was worried about wrecking the fillet. So here we go. You can see it comes right off. Really nice. Make a bad joke all the time, but you can make a belt out of that. Right? So, do another one. By the way, is any undecided? Okay, so we'll do another one here. And really, it's better if you have it close to you so you can actually truly use the flex of the knife. So as you can see, the closer you hold this to the edge of the table, the more you can flex the knife and get the leverage on it. But look at that. Again, another nice fillet. There's the skin. There's the fillet. Now this one was a little more frozen, so there's a bit of slime and stuff, so I'm definitely going to wash the fillets once I get in the house. There's a little bit of the guts in here. But try to do this so you can get a better angle. Really happy with this knife. Very happy with this knife. So not only did it go through and fillet 2 fish that were partially still frozen, but oh, I missed that a little bit. But it's doing a great job. A great job. And if you guys are wondering too about, you know, bleeding out fish or not, I'll show you something here. This is interesting. This fish was not bled out. You can see how pink it is? This one was bled out. Look how white it is. So there is a difference. There's definitely a difference in the meat once you bleed it out. But back to the knife. By the way, this is a sarcoma that was gross. Again, don't throw the fish back. You can still eat it. This will not hurt you. There's no scientific proof that it hurts humans. Someone knows something different, please put that down in the comments below. It's all about learning. This piece is still kind of frozen, but it's getting late in the day and I want to get it done. So I know this knife is more than capable of it. I cannot wait to use this during the regular season. At the cabin. I mean, this is a great knife. There you go. Very nice. Very nice. Oh, I missed a piece here. Again, this guy's kind of frozen. But as you can see, look how easy that was for me to work with. I didn't really lose any meat. There's the fillet. I'll also debone them while I'm here. the bone, there's your fillet. Very nice. So, for what it's worth, the Bass Pro fillet knife is spot on. I'm not sure what they paid for it, but I'm quite happy with it. Very happy with it. Look how easy that is to debone. No complaints. No complaints whatsoever. I also know of another method. A lot of guys will do it for a guaranteed boneless fish. They'll cut off the tail. They'll come across the top here. Cut the rib cage right out. And this gives you two perfect boneless pieces, guaranteed no bones. And then you come on the back side, you come along the ridge, and you can get a piece too here, but this one will not be guaranteed to be boneless. There's a good chance it'll be boneless, but no guarantee. But you can see I pulled out the rib cage there. It's about the same size as the other two rib cages. That's definitely boneless. And that's basically your fish, right? So, more than one method. But with this electric knife, it makes it very easy to fillet, and honestly, it's so easy to debone. You just come under the rib cage, and you basically just push off the rib cage. There you go. So, for what it's worth, another boneless fillet. The Bass Pro electric knife here. This is the corded version. It's the Bass Pro Extreme. It's an awesome knife so far from what I can tell. I've just done two fish that were partially frozen, and I'm quite happy with it. So, if you got any questions, please put them down in the comments below. I'll always do my best to get back to everybody. Just another quick point too is the cheeks that I took out, I used the Cuda knife to do it. I don't recommend doing that with an electric knife. If you've never taken the cheeks, it's a nice chunk of meat, and all you do is once you get that little piece out, you just pull it off the skin, and that's a nice little chunk of meat right there. Very tender, very flavorful. So yeah, there you go. So it's the Bass Pro knife. Quite happy with it. Very impressed on its capabilities. It's nice to have an electric once again in my possession. So like I say, if you guys got any questions or comments, please feel free. Please like, please subscribe, and thanks for watching.